great. But there's one guy folks love to hate. A Florida man, a Florida man, a Florida man.
Not live from the Sunshine State, it's a Florida Man TV. And now, here's your host, Bobby Milliken.
Hello, hello, and greetings from the great state of Florida. I'm your host, Bobby Milliken, and welcome to another episode of a Florida Man TV, where we celebrate the best and brightest that everyone's favorite state has to offer. Kicking off this episode, we have some naked Florida Man news.
He don't like clothes, he likes his fun. He likes the sunshine on his buns. He's naked Florida man.
Seriously, when isn't there naked Florida Man news? You know, I'd actually start to worry if there wasn't any news of dudes strolling around all over the state bare naked. First off, we have Mr. Brandon W. Brandon was arrested when deputies in Volusia County say he attacked someone at a gas station with a machete while naked, of course. According to the Volusia County Sheriff's Office, deputies were called when a surveyor reported a naked man approached him while carrying a machete. The victim said the suspect was picking palmetto berries in the woods, but eventually came running out of the brush, brandishing the machete and demanding his clothes, wallet, and his phone. The surveyor said the suspect then hurled the machete and palmetto berries at him. Luckily, he was hit by the handle of the machete and wasn't badly injured. Let's have a little look-see for ourselves, shall we?
I don't see the mail. All the doors are open, the trunk's open, there's all kinds of debris out of the trunk in the parking lot. Alright, got the visual on the mail. He is naked, yelling at people in the parking lot. Very animated. Black male, athletic, thick build. It's like a goatee. He's now walking out to traffic on Beersford. Middle of traffic, yelling at people. Still walking eastbound on Beersford. Across the street to the Sitco now. Still kind of stationary in the middle of the road.
I'm sorry, Aaron, you said he's walking eastbound?
He's walking back towards the, he's doing push-ups at the entrance of the food store here.
Just 14, whoever's out with him, he does have a lot of charges in his history of that Leo and resisting without. Looks like they're all en route. No one's on scene as of yet.
Is that you by me? Yeah, 10-4. 41 Central, 51 hour coming on scene.
I got.
Well, I gotta say, at a bare minimum, the dude looks pretty happy to me. Just remember, kids, keep away from any weird-looking hoses and berries coming at you the next time you're pumping gas into land. In other naked Florida Man news, the neighbors in Stuart, Florida are complaining about a Florida man who's apparently getting a little too comfortable in his own skin. They say the man who lives in their neighborhood prefers to do all of his outdoor chores completely nude. And they say they've seen enough. He works on his car and he does it naked, and everyone has called the police. He's just out there doing his yard work naked, said Melissa N., one of the man's neighbors. Charlie E., another neighbor, voiced concerns about kids potentially bumping into the naked man. Have some respect. Kids catch the bus here, it's wrong. All were comments added by local neighbors. In case you were wondering, indecent exposure is illegal in public places in the state of Florida, but while the neighbors may be ticked off by this dude's choice to prance around in the nude, officials with the Martin County Sheriff's Office claimed they were unable to take any action against him because he's on private property and isn't touching himself inappropriately. You know, these stories give me a great idea. I'm thinking maybe we should add Naked Florida Man as one of our thousands of Florida license plate options. No one probably even notice. Moving on now from naked Florida man to drunken Florida man. And believe me, we could go on for years with drunken Florida man stories and never even come close to getting caught up. But we're gonna do our best. First up, we have, wait, I gotta take a drink before I start on this one. Okay, where were we? Ah, yes, our first drunken Florida man story.
He likes to fight, he likes to drink. Don't smell his breath, it really stinks. He's drunken Florida man.
This one goes to an honorary Floridian, a drunken tourist from Chicago. Gee, that's weird. You never see any drunken tourists from Chicago around here. Anyway, this guy really puts the P in Chicago PD because a few days ago, this officer was arrested in St. Pete Beach after authorities said he shoved an employee who caught him urinating in an ice machine at the beach bar. Ah, the beach. Sounds of the ocean, seagulls, and pee gently tinkling over ice cubes at the beach bar. All courtesy of Officer Not So Friendly Henry, who was charged with battery and disorderly conduct in the incident on over at Jimmy B's Bar, which is a part of the Beachcomber Hotel in St. Pete Beach. According to Pinellas County arrest affidavit, a bar employee was just trying to get some ice from the ice machine at the bar when he found Mr. C pissing on the ice in the machine, reports quoted. When the employee told him to stop, Officer Tinkles began swearing at the employee and shoved him with both hands a couple of times, the report said. He also pushed a security guard, according to the report. The non-vacationing local police then showed up at the scene of the alleged whizzing, and the employee directed them to Officer McLeakey, who was on the beach with his girlfriend, the report said. Now, while being arrested, Officer Henry actively resisted and did not obey commands. Instead, he kept on yelling and standing up after being told multiple times to sit down, the report said. The affidavit notes that Officer Whizzer showed an indication of alcohol influence. Wait, what? A drunken tourist on the beach? I never, a million years would have expected that. Anyway, Chicago police say the weak-bladdered officer has been, wait for it, relieved of his police duties pending further investigation. Hey, I guess when nature calls, nature calls. Which leads me to our next story about a real nature lover just down the street from our last one. You know, with Christmas finally in the rearview mirror, I really start to miss all the heartfelt, warm holiday stories that just make me wish the season would never end. Like this one. Clearwater police say a Florida man went on a deranged rampage in which he had sex with a poor pooch in front of several horrified families. Who could blame them? And then demolished a church nativity display while trying to escape from the angry mob of onlookers. Now, I'd just like to take a pause here for a second. See, we here at Florida Man TV, we're not out to publicly shame anyone. That's why we alter the mugshots and don't broadcast last names. Because let's be honest, who among us hasn't done something like pee in an ice machine or stuff our mother's body into a freezer?
Please, no. It's cold.
Okay, anyways, this story is so disgusting, it actually deserves the exception. His name is Mr. Chad Mason. You see, a few weeks ago, Chad allegedly began his sick, twisted crime spree while walking his buddy's Labradoodle in Clearwater, Florida, police said. Now, at some point along the walk, he began fornicating with the dog in full view of numerous spectators, including a child. An adult confronted him in the middle of his love is love making session, and he just hauled ass towards a nearby Northwood Presbyterian Church, of all places, where he toppled over the church's Christmas nativity scene and smashed several potted plants that had been put out for display. When he was confronted by someone at a nearby apartment complex, he ran from the scene and began to wreak havoc in the surrounding area, authorities said. Chad went ahead and destroyed a mailbox and then tried to steal a car to make his great getaway, according to the police report. Witnesses called 911 and responding police units located him nearby before taking him into custody. This delightful guy is now facing a slew of criminal counts after allegedly having sex with a dog and destroying church property, including lewd exhibition and criminal mischief at a place of worship. I just hope the cops didn't leave him alone in the backseat of the police cruiser with the canine dog.
Ew.
Could have been very ugly for the dog. While we're still on festive holiday theme, our next story revolves around yet another drunken Florida man who just couldn't get into the Christmas spirit. Police say that 52-year-old Richard A. allegedly threw a Christmas tree at his wife during arguments that was sparked when she asked him to help make dinner. Richard, also known as Dick, lost his temper in the couple's Fruitland Park home Monday evening after his wife asked him for just a little help. Seems she plopped a spoon into the sink, which accidentally splashed him with some water, according to her arrest affidavit. And like any other normal husband would do after getting a few drops of water splashed on him, Mr. A packed up his things and went outside to his car before returning home because, well, he'd been drinking. Told his wife, hey, you leave instead. I don't want no spoon splashing in my house. Get out of here, woman. When the wife tried to leave, deputies say Richard shoved her, picked up the family Christmas tree that was in the corner of the room and threw it at her, striking her. He then allegedly blocked the front door to prevent her from leaving, of course. He was booked on domestic battery charges and taken to the Lake County Jail. You're a mean one, Mr. Dick. Hope you didn't get your stocking stuffed while you were spending your December to remember in jail. Santa? Our next story falls under the go big or go home category, because if you're gonna break the law, you might as well go all out and do something. That's what I always say, which is exactly what our next gentleman did. Turns out 18-year-old Jamel H. was arrested by the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office and charged with armed robbery with a firearm and resisting arrest. Police responded to reports of a robbery at a Dollar General store at 8:15 a.m. When they arrived, the clerk said a man, later identified as Jamel H., brandished a knife and a gun before demanding money. The clerk, police said, put money in a Dollar General bag, which also contained Oreo cookies and a Mountain Dew. If I could just interject here for 1 minute. Armed robbery is hard work. No two ways about it. So a little snack along the way isn't the worst idea anyone's ever had. It feeds the soul, nourishes the body in a way that only Oreos and Mountain Dew can. Anyway, Jamel then hauled Tater from the store on a bicycle before being spotted by officers on the lookout for him. Police said the responding officer chased the suspect on foot before losing sight of him near a wooded area. Moments later, he was seen strolling down a nearby road, police said, and during a search, the police located money, Oreos, and an incriminating Mountain Dew. Police also located the mask and hooded sweatshirt Jamel wore during the robbery, as well as a gun and knife. He was taken to the Duval County Jail without incident. You know, I really hope they have some decent snacks for J-Man. Good old J-Man, when he gets on over to the big house, all I ever got was green Jell-O and chocolate mints. Yeesh. Like it's a fancy hotel, chocolate mints in the jail cell. That's almost, we just leave mints. I like that. Okay. You want me to say milk? Okay. You know, I hope they really have some decent snacks for a good old J-Man when he gets to the big house. All I ever got was green Jell-O and chocolate milk. Yeesh. Continuing on with the theme of snack-related crimes, our final story is one that every parent can totally identify with. As you know, we're all about gender equality here at A Florida Man TV, so let's not forget about the ladies.
She doesn't cook, she doesn't clean. She's like a guy, but twice as mean. She's female Florida Man.
Don't you just hate it when your kids sneak into your room and swipes that last pack of Twinkies you've been hiding in your underwear drawer?
Hey.
I know you do. That's why I gotta be honest and say I have just a little bit of sympathy for a mother and grandmother in Daytona Beach. The pair are facing charges after they allegedly duct taped their children and grandchildren to a chair because of a stolen moon pie that they weren't supposed to eat. The Daytona Beach Police Department said that it received a report from the DCF regarding Yimani B, stating that her children's hands were taped behind their backs, adding that the mother wrapped one kid's entire body with duct tape because she was mad. Real mad. Police said that they spoke with the grandmother, Frances, who was, good old Frances. She was also at the home. G-Mom Frances said that the three kids were just playing with the duct tape and taped themselves onto a chair in the kitchen. However, when police reportedly spoke with one of the children before they went into the home, they said that it was in fact their mother who duct taped her sisters, and a brother to a chair as punishment because one of them ate that moon pie without asking for permission. Further investigation into the incident revealed that one of the children was actually duct taped to a wall, and the other children were taped to a chair. Police say that the grandmother assisted her daughter in taping up the kids. Don't we just love it when families stick together through thick and thin? Those kids should have known that it's pretty tough to get between a mother and a daughter, especially when moon pies are involved. Yimani now faces aggravated child abuse charges, and DCF placed the children with other family members who hopefully are a little more generous with their snacks. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of A Florida Man TV, where we always put the duh in Florida. But don't worry, because we live in a state that never runs out of stories that make the rest of the country just shake their heads and wonder why. Maybe even cry. And remember, do us a solid and knock the out of those like and subscribe buttons so you never miss an episode. Feel free to post all your burning questions, Florida Man tips, scandals, hate mail, love letters in the comments section down below. And for God's sakes, please stay out of trouble, or you might just end up here. What was that guy's name? Chad. Man, I'd never let that guy watch my dog.
A friend of a friend that was sleeping on my couch said he's gonna walk my dog. I don't know anything. That's my dog for life.
Okay. Well, where's your friend?
Number. His phone is in my apartment. I can you.
Well, who is he and where does he live?
He literally crashed on my couch. We partied last night.
Okay, but you probably know who stays at your house, correct?
I'm saying my friend of a friend. This guy is not my friend.
Okay, where's your friend then?
His phone is on my couch. He's not my friend, okay?
Okay, but I know your friend of a friend is the one who did this, but where's your friend who knows this friend?
No idea. I just had to walk around and find this.
How do you not know who stays with you?
Well, no, this is like, I'm telling you, like, in general, it's not normal. This is just a friend of a friend that was sleeping on my couch that asked to walk my dog. Chad, something. All he asked, is it okay if I walk your dog for a minute? And I didn't see him.
And you have his phone?
Yeah, it's in my unit. I'll give you his phone. But like, dude, he said he was just...
Do you want to press charges against him?
What do you guys think? Honestly,
I mean, he did a heinous act to your dog. I mean, that's up to you.
Probably, but I don't want to speak out of turn yet. You know what I mean? Like, is it... What was the charge of molesting
it's animal cruelty.
Yeah, I would.
It's bestiality.
I'm in, yeah. Can I be honest? Yes.
Yeah, well, it's indecent exposure, too.
I press charges 100%. Yeah. Can I be honest with you?
Oh, it was disgusting. It's the most disturbing thing I've ever seen in my life. In the middle of everybody.
If you saw that guy again, would you be able to ID him?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna try to go grab that guy. Well,
No,
that's
I
why I
hope you
sent
guys do,
him.
because I don't want him back around here. That's disturbing. If somebody would mess with his dog, you
that's-
can only think what they would do to your child.
Yeah.
I looked out my window and he was literally, there was kids walking by. My kids were right
You
here.
recognize this guy?
He said it's his friend. He said my friend had the dog. I said your friend was f***ing your dog.
Like right here.
So,
Did you take a picture of the guy or
no,
record
but
him?
I took a picture with or a video of the dog. By the time I got right here, because I said, "What the f*** are you doing?" The dog was right there, and that's exactly where he was at.
Okay.
In the open.
So where were you at when you saw the guy?
My
doing
apartment
his
is
business
right here.
Where
I
were
was
you?
walking groceries into my apartment right here.
Okay. And you saw him over here?
And I seen him right
doing
here.
the business, huh? Did you say anything to him?
I did. I said, "What the f*** are you doing?" That's when he got up and took off
Did
running.
he say anything to you?
No, he didn't say nothing. He took off and just started running, left the dog right here, and that's why I'm guessing his friend is now coming to get his dog.
Where was he when he was doing it?
Right,
Like on the corner
where we
here?
just were, he was right there in the grass, just right there.
Just
Literally
was he,
just
was
right
he
there.
exposed? Could you see?
I didn't see anything back here, but I seen him physically put in and start.
Did you see his area?
Yes,
Like, okay.
and I seen him physically go
Okay.
start.
All right. Wow.
What's wrong with people?